Jai Shri Gurudev. In this class, we are going to discuss a special type of a phylum, Onychophora. I said it is a special type because earlier the authors categorized this particular group of animals into Arthropoda as a subphylum, and now which is raised into a separate phylum, that is Onychophora, which is represented by a single genus, that is Peripatus, which includes about 80 different species. And the Peripatus and these species individuals are dark green to brown in their body color. Externally they are dark greenish to brown in their color. They are terrestrial and they found in the moist condition, that is humid condition, terrestrial mode life, and they are found in the moist habitat like the crevices of the rocks below the wooden blocks and the leaf litters where the humid content is high. And they are nocturnal in their behavior. Nocturnal means they are active during night time and they go for foraging during night time, and they remain in the crevices or below the leaf litter or wooden blocks during the daytime. And they are called predaceous and carnivores. Predaceous means they predate over other animals for their food, and particularly they feed on other animals, therefore they are carnivores. They are predaceous and carnivores. Body looks like the caterpillars, like a worm. They are looking like a worm and measures about 5 to 7 centimeter, in some of the species which may grow up to 15 centimeters. Body is elongated just like the worms, as we have seen in the annelids, and body is cylindrical in their shape. Body is bilaterally symmetrical, which means when we cut the animal into two parts at one particular plane, which gives two equal halves, at one particular plane which gives two equal halves, and which is known as bilateral symmetrical type of body. And body is divided into two major portions, the head and the trunk. Here the head is not that much distinct. We can say it is indistinct type of head and the lengthy trunk. In the head we can see antennae, pair of antennae, and either side there will be pair of eyes and oral papillae above the mouth, and the mouth which is the digestive opening present. The oral papillae possess a specialized gland or the cells known as slime glands. What for this slime gland is necessary means these secretes an adhesive or as a sticky substances which will be pitched out up to 50 centimeter distance to tangle the prey or to entangle the prey during their predation. And the mouth possesses 3 chitinous jaws. These chitinous hard structures help to bite and make the prey into number of minute pieces. And the trunk is lengthier, and this is the trunk portion which bears numerous stumpy appendages, which is stout, or stumpy means very short, and each of the appendages are provided with the claws. And the end of the or a terminal portion of the trunk as an aperture, that is the alimentary canal aperture known as anus. And these particular Peripatus group of animals are called walking worms, because due to the presence of these stumpy appendages, with the help of claws they walk. In case of annelids, we could see the movement by the activity of parapodia or the setae. Here external visible structures are present which are called legs. With the help of these appendages they walk, therefore they are also called walking worm. In other case, which is called velvet worms, because the animal body is covered with chitinous exoskeleton, and on that there will be minute scales are present, and these minute scales gives the texture of velvet. Therefore, these individuals are also called as velvet worms. In the peripatus, the digestive system is complete, having alimentary canal, and the alimentary canal is tubular and straight. And the alimentary canal opens by means of anterior opening called mouth, which is provided with chitinous jaws and oral papillae. And oral papillae is a sensory structure which sends the type of food they feed on. And the rear end, which has excretory pore, that is anus. Respiration is by means of tracheary system. The hemolymph, there will be a tubular structures and which will be branched out in the hemolymph and which involve in the exchange of the gases, which is known as trachea. And these trachea externally opens by means of an opening, and these are called spiracles. Excretion is by means of a gland, specialized glands, which are here known as coxal glands. In case of annelidans, which are known as a nephridia, segmentally arranged nephridia are present. Here, scattered coxal glands are present in the hemolymph, and which opens at the base of the appendages, at the base of the legs. Circulatory system is a simple type, and which could be compared with the circulatory system of arthropod, which has dorsally positioned or located tubular heart, and there will be no capillaries present in it, and directly the hearts open in each of the body segments, internal segments, by means of opening known as ostia. Nervous system, which is very much similar with that of the annelidans as well as the simpler type of arthropodans, having pharyngeal ganglia, which is in the cephalic portion, that is in the head portion, and which could be called as the brain. And the pharyngeal ganglion will be connected to the subpharyngeal ganglia by means of two lateral connectives known as circumpharyngeal connectives. And there will be in the central nervous system of peripatus, here lateral nerve cords are present. As we studied in the previous class, that is in the annelidan, there are ventral nerve cords present. But here in this case, lateral nerve cord is present. That means the ventral nerve cords are positioned far apart and they are laterally positioned in the animal. Therefore, they are lateral, wide apart. The ventral nerve cord are wide apart and become lateral nervous system. And the reproductive system, here the sexual dimorphism is very well marked. That means both male and female individuals are represented in this group of animals, and male and female reproductive systems are present in each of the system. That is, male consists a pair of testes, pair of seminal vesicle, a pair of vasa differentia, and finally which opens outside by means of single genital opening. The similar way, female reproductive system consists pair of ovaries, a pair of oviduct, and which merge together and opens into a beaded uterus. And beaded uterus means which uterus is constricted here and there, and which looks like beaded structure, beaded uterus, and finally opens by means of female genital aperture. And fertilization is internal type, which means during course of a mating process, male deposits a sperm. The semen will be deposited in the female reproductive tract, and both male and female gametes are fused within the female reproductive system, and that type of fertilization is known as internal fertilization. And very interestingly, the females are viviparous here. Viviparous means the female individual give birth to the young ones. One individual can give birth about 30 young offsprings in a year. This is about the phylum Onychophora, which is now called as connecting link between the Annelida and Arthropoda. Let us discuss it, why it is called connecting link between Arthropoda and Annelida. As I told you, Onychophora is called as connecting link between Annelida and Arthropoda. Let us discuss the characteristics which are shared between these two groups. First, we will discuss the Annelidan characteristics which are present in the Onychophora. That is the body shape of the body here, the Onychophora, that is peripatus, is worm-like, which is very similar to that of the Annelidan characters. For example, earthworm. And there is no indistinct head. We cannot make out head separately in case of Annelida as well as in case of peripatus. And coming to the movement, locomotion is very slow. Peristaltic movement is a seen in Annelida, which is very slow. By the contraction and retracting of each segments, they move. The similar way, peripatus also move very slowly. Appendages are stumpy and unjoined, which is very similar to the parapodia of the Annelidans. Segmental excretory organs, that is nephridia, are in the Annelida. Here also coxal glands are distributed in the hemolymph. And cilia in case of excretory system and reproductive system of Annelida possesses cilia, and these ciliary structures are also present in the excretory and the reproductive system of the peripatus. And therefore, these are the Annelidan characters which is also found in the peripatus. Let us discuss the arthropodan characters. The presence of the antennae. In the arthropoda, there are pair of antennae present. In the similar way, here in the peripatus also, antennae, sensory structure is present in the head portion. The body cover is cuticle. The arthropodan body, that is the exoskeleton, consists the cuticle structure, and here in the peripatus also cuticle is present. Jaws are the modified appendages. In Arthropoda, the first, second and the third appendages are modified into the mouth parts, and in peripatus also jaws are modified into labial pulps and oral chitinous structures. Body cavity is seen and which is filled with hemolymph, that is called hemocoel, which is similar in case of Arthropoda as well as peripatus. And coming to the circulatory system in case of Arthropoda consists a tubular dorsally positioned heart, and which does not have any capillary system, any branchings, which directly opens by means of ostia, which is also similar in case of peripatus. And the respiratory system in case of Arthropodans is tracheary system, which is very much similar even in the peripatus. And the nervous system of the peripatus and nervous system of the Arthropoda is somewhat similar, having a dorsal cerebral ganglion and commissuros and ventral subpharyngeal ganglions, and the segmentally arranged segmental ganglions are present. And these are the characteristic features which are shared in the Annelida as well as in the Arthropoda, and therefore peripatus or the phylum Onychophora is called connecting link. This is connecting link between the Annelida and Arthropoda. In this, we are going to discuss a very special and very important and the largest phylum, that is Arthropoda. Arthro means jointed, poda means legs. Jointed legs are present in these groups of individuals, therefore, which is called Arthropoda, which is the largest phylum in the animal kingdom, which is having more than 1 million species in it. That means 80% of the animals are grouped under this phylum Arthropoda. And they are found both in case of aquatic as well as terrestrial habitats. Aquatic mode of life having both freshwater forms and the marine forms, and terrestrial forms are seen in a huge number, and they are adapted themselves for volatile mode of life or flying mode or the arboreal mode of life. Even in the desert also we could find the arthropodans, and they live a free living type of life. Majority of the insects or the arthropodans live a free living life. That means they do not depend on any other life system for their food, and some are recognized as parasites, and that means they depend on other animals for their food and shelter, and some are as a pest, they feed over the crops or any other plant system, and they are called pests. Even in dead and decayed matter of the animals also they feed. The animals are called triploblastic, which means they possess 3 body layers, 3 embryonic layers, that is outermost ectoderm, middle mesoderm and inner endoderm layer are present. Animals are bilaterally symmetrical, which means that when the animals are cut at one particular plane, which gives 2 equal halves, which is known as bilateral symmetrical. And they are eucoelomates. Eucoelomates means body cavity is present and which will be filled with body fluid, and the fluid is covered by the epithelial cells, and that is known as eucoelomates. And they exhibit organ system grade of organization. That means there will be number of organ systems, and they are interlinked and become an organism, and they depend on each other. One organ system depend to other. For example, the circulatory system is depending on respiratory system and excretory system, and vice versa. And exoskeleton consists chitinous cuticle. The hypodermal cells of the animal secretes a chitin, and that chitinous structure forms the exoskeleton in this animal, and which is protective in nature, which gives us some protection against the mechanical injury or any other type of injuries. And body is divided into head, thorax and abdomen. And usually here head and thorax are fused together, and there will be no neck, and put together head and thorax will be called as a cephalothorax. Cephalo means head and thorax, cephalothorax, and the abdominal portion is present, that is nothing but the trunk, and therefore body is, we can call it as metamerically segmented body. The digestive system is a complete type, which means that which is having an alimentary canal and other digestive glands. The alimentary canal opens by means of external opening, that is mouth, and leads into pharynx, esophagus, crop or the stomach or the intestinal system, and finally opens outside by means of external opening, that is anus. In addition to that, there will be digestive glands present. In the mouth parts are modified according to their feeding habit, and mouth parts could be biting and chewing type, as we can see in the cockroaches, which bites and chews the food, whatever present organic food will be chewed off. That type of mouth parts are known as biting and chewing type. Chewing and lapping type, as we can see in the honeybees, which chews off, which chews, and lapping means a licking type of mouth parts are seen in case of honeybees. And another type of mouth part is piercing and sucking, as in case of mosquitoes and other bedbugs, mites, which pierce the skin of the animals and suck the blood. piercing and sucking type of mouth parts. Another one is a sponging type. In the house flies, we could see a sponging type of a labium and labrum are present, which is sponge over the substratum where the sweet or anything is present or the humid condition is present, which is sponge out. And another one is a siphoning type. In case of butterflies, there will be a tubular structures which will be retracted and which will be extended up to the bottom of the nectar which is present in the flowers. That is known as a siphoning type. Siphoning means pumping or sucking type with a tubular structure, siphoning type. The circulatory system here it is open type. Open type means there will be no capillary systems and blood vessels present in it. Directly the heart pumps the blood into the hemocoel, and all the vital organelles have direct contact with the blood. That type of circulatory system is known as open type of circulatory system, which possesses a dorsally positioned tubular hearts, as the segmental tubular hearts are present, and the hearts have the opening, direct opening known as ostia. Respiration here in the aquatic forms will be done by the body surface, or there will be gill system for the respiration. In case of terrestrial forms, respiration will be done by the tracheary system, or which will be by means of book lungs or book gills. Nervous system consists of central nervous system and peripheral nervous system and visceral nervous system, and the central nervous system consists the dorsal brain, or together we can call it as a nerve ring, which is having a dorsal ring and subpharyngeal ganglia, and the commissures are present, and ventral nerve cord, double ventrally running nerve cord is present, and from each of the ganglia there will be a branches of nerves coming out. And the sensory organs include compound eyes. Here in case of arthropodon there will be numerous ommatidia are present, which is known as compound eye, and there will be a sensory organ which is positioned in front of the eyes, that is the antenna present, which sense the chemicals which are present in the air, or the pheromones which are liberated by the fellow individuals of the species. Excretory system includes green glands or the Malpighian bodies, and these green glands and Malpighian bodies are always associated with the digestive system, and they are excretory in function. That means they absorb the nitrogenous waste and they are dumped into the waste undigested food, and which will be eliminated out of the body along with the fecal content. Reproductive system or the reproduction has very well known as sexual dimorphism is seen. Sexual dimorphism means male and female systems are separate, and usually males are smaller than the females. And fertilization is internal type. Internal type, during the course of a mating process, male deposits semen into the female reproductive system, and the fusion of male and female gamete take place within the female reproductive system, which is known as internal fertilization. And the developmental stages are called indirect development, which means they are having larval forms, and minute eggs are laid by the females, and which will be hatched out, and which gives first, second and third and fourth up to fifth instar larvae, and finally which goes for diaper stage, that is the pupae or the cocoon, and finally the adult will be emerging out. That type of development is known as indirect development. And the special type of phenomenon is seen in this group of animal known as ecdysis or molting, which is seen in the snakes and the reptiles, that is ecdysis and molting. The exoskeleton here in this group of individuals are chitinous type, and these are dead and they cannot grow. Therefore, while the internal organs are growing, and these older exoskeleton will be shed, which will be removed off, and the hypodermal cells secrete a new exoskeleton, and this phenomenon is known as shedding of the older exoskeleton and forming of the newer exoskeleton is known as molting or ecdysis process. And very importantly, here in the insects also there will be a parental care seen. As in case of, we could see in the ants, they will carry their eggs when it rains, or the young ones will be carried by the parents for safety, and that is known as a parental care. This is about the general characteristics of phylum Arthropoda. Let us study the external morphology of cockroach, that is Periplaneta americana. The body is dark brown in color, and which will be dorsoventrally flattened body, and body is divided into three parts, that is head, thorax and abdomen. Head and thorax are always merged together or fused together, called cephalothorax. Head is made out of 6 fused segments into one triangular shaped small structure, which is known as head, which bears pair of eyes, and eyes are compound eyes having numerous ommatidia, and a pair of antennae sensory structures are present, and mouth possesses various mouth parts, mandibles, maxillae and maxillary pulps, etc., and which is followed by thorax. Thorax is made up of 3 segments, and the segments are prothorax, mesothorax and metathorax. There are 3 segments: prothorax, mesothorax and metathorax. The abdomen consists totally of 10 segments, and individually they end up with anal opening at the last segment. In the segments on the dorsal surface are called tergum or terga. The segments which are present at the ventral side are known as sternum or sterna. And both of the dorsal tergum and the ventral sternum will be fused together laterally by means of pleurites. Therefore, the body segments, the external exoskeleton consists a cuticle layer, and this is having the dorsal tergum and the ventral sterna, and both of them are stitched laterally or fused laterally by means of pleurites. The thoracic segments bears ventrally, that means the sternum of the thoracic segment bears appendages. In each of the segment there will be pair of appendages present. Accordingly, the foreleg, mid leg and the hind leg. The first, that is prothorax, bears pair of appendages called forelegs or forelimbs. Mesothorax give rise mid leg, and the hind legs are present. Particularly, the forelegs acts as puller. They pull like this. They are called puller legs, whereas the middle legs are vaulting, acts as vaulting poles. In the athletes, there will be a long fiber tube or the bamboo which will be used to jump at the height, and that is the vaulting pole. Just like that, the middle leg pushes the animal to jump, whereas the hind legs are called pushers. Pushers means which push the animal forward. Therefore, the forelimb, mid limb or hind limbs acts as puller, vaulting pole and pusher respectively. And the meso and the metathorax at the anterior and the dorsally, which gives rise the wings called forewings and hind wings. And the forewings are opaque and somewhat leathery in their structure, and they are not used for flight. They are not used for flight, rather they are used for protecting the hind wings. Hind wings are membranous, and by the beating of these membranous wings, flight will be happening in these insects. Coming to the abdominal portion, there are 10 segments are present, and the last segments are vary with the male and the female system. In case of a male, the abdominal segments are flattened and somewhat narrow in their structure, whereas in the female system, the broader abdominal segments are present, and at the end there will be a boat-like structure present. In order to distinguish between male and a female, we have to look at the anal cirri. Anal cirri is present both in case of male and a female. That is, the 10th segment or the targa gives rise segmented or jointed appendage is known as anal cirri, and which is also seen in the female system. But in addition to that, in case of a male individual, the 9th sternum, the ventral exoskeleton segment gives rise anal style. Anal style is present only in the male system, which is not seen in the female system. Rather, here the female sternum are forming into a boat-like structure, and that is known as ovipositor. Looking at this presence of anal style and absence of anal style and the boat-like structure, we can distinguish between male and female system. Coming to the appendages, the walking legs, the thoracic legs are 3 in their in pairs, having a short coxa and a smaller triangular trochanter. This coxa articulates with the sternum of the thoracic segments. Trochanter articulate or join the femur and the coxa together, and the femur is the strongest here, and femur leads into tibia, and finally tibia as a process of teres, and finally ends with the claws, which are for the walking. And usually initially these animals are meant for fast running. Rather they fly. They show fast running in the time of predation. This is about the external morphological features of cockroach, that is Periplaneta americana. In this, we are discussing the digestive system of cockroach. Digestive system of cockroach consists the alimentary canal and the accessory glands like salivary gland and hepatic cache. Alimentary canal consists mouth, pharynx, esophagus, crop, gizzard and the intestine, and finally opens by means of anal aperture. Digestive system in the cockroach will be divided into 3 important parts: the foregut, midgut and the hindgut. Foregut consists the external opening, that is the mouth. Mouth is provided with mandibles, maxillae and maxillary pulp, labial pulps are present. They are sensory in their function. The mouth opens into a cavity called oral cavity or buccal cavity, and the buccal cavity leads into a short tubular structure known as pharynx. Pharynx further opens into tubular muscular structure known as esophagus, and the esophagus opens into a large sac-like or bulb-like structure known as the crop, where the foods are stored for temporarily food stuffs are stored here, and which will be conveyed to a small structure known as gizzard. And gizzard is hard and muscular in nature, and gizzard possesses 6 to 8 chitinous structures, and the food will be fragmented by the biting type of mouth parts, and which will be conveyed up to the crop and further into the gizzard, where exactly the crushing of the food material take place in the gizzard. Up to this is called the foregut of the digestive system. And the midgut, otherwise known as mesenteron, consists a shortest tubular structure, which is the shortest one. Anteriorly, the midgut show numerous tubular blindly end tubes known as hepatic CK. They are 6 to 8 in their number. They involve in the some secretions of enzymatic secretions will be given by this hepatic CK. The hind gut is the lengthy one and the longer one and the coiled one, and which is having a short hilum. The anterior most part of the hind gut is known as hilum, which have minute hair like numerous projections of about 70 to 80 or even in some cases which will be up to 150 in their number, and these are yellowish in color. These hair like processes are called Malpighian tubules. An Italian physicist Malpighi discovered this, hence the name Malpighian tubules, which are excretory in their function, and which will be followed by a short bulged structure which is known as rectum, which is the terminal part of the hind gut, and rectum opens out by means of an anal aperture. And this is about the alimentary canal. In addition to that, the alimentary canal consists the digestive glands or the salivary glands. On either side of the esophagus, there will be a salivary gland. Salivary gland consists a bunch of salivary follicles, and these salivary follicles give out a secretion known as a saliva, which consists an enzyme known as zymase enzyme. And all the enzyme containing saliva will be temporarily stored in the saccular structure known as salivary receptacle. From each of the salivary receptacle there will be a tubular salivary tube arise, and from each side the tube arise and merge together form a common tubular structure, and finally during the feeding these saliva will be poured at the hypopharynx region, that is the buccal region. And this is about the digestive system of cockroach. Let us discuss the respiratory system or the tracheal system in case of cockroaches. As we know, the circulatory system is not that much well developed. Here in the aid of the gaseous transportation, the tracheal system or the respiratory system is very well developed. Here in the hemocoel of the body, there will be a tubular elastic structures present, which are known as trachea. There are three longitudinally and parallelly positioned trachea are present all along the length of the body, and one pair of the longitudinal trachea is present at the dorsal surface of the body, another at the lateral sides of the body, and one more pair will be at the ventral side. And all these dorsal, lateral and ventral tracheary systems are interconnected by means of transverse commissure, that is short tracheary system which connects these longitudinal tracheal tubes together, which are called transverse commissures. And all the tracheary systems opens by means of external openings known as spiracles, and spiracles are the openings of the trachea. They are in 10 pairs, that is 2 pairs of tracheary openings, that is the spiracles, are located in the thoracic segment region, and 8 pairs of spiracles are located in the abdominal portion. That is, the first thoracic spiracle is located between the prothorax and the mesothorax. Here one and here one pair of prothoracic spiracles, and another thoracic spiracle, the second thoracic spiracle opens between the mesothorax and metathorax segment. The similar way, in the first abdominal segment there will be one pair of spiracle present, which is the first abdominal spiracle. Similarwise, at the 8th segment there will be 8th abdominal spiracle present. Totally there will be 10 pairs of spiracles are present in the system. And all the tracheary systems have a fine branches. This is one enlarged trachea which has a minute fine branches at the end, which is known as tracheoles, which will be equated with the alveoli of the higher system. And where exactly the hemolymph have contact with the tracheary system, where the exchange of the gases take place, that is from the tracheary system, oxygen will be given out into the hemolymph and carbon dioxide will be diffused into the tracheary system, and finally which will be eliminated out of the body through the spiracles. And these spiracles have sphincters or closing type of flaps are called as sphincters. Always the first thoracic spiracle and the third spiracle, that is the first abdominal spiracles, are always open, they do not close at all. Whereas the second thoracic spiracles and the rest of the abdominal spiracles, that is second to the eighth abdominal spiracles, are closed, and which will be opened only where there is a necessity for the oxygen. That means during the respiration only they open up. And the respiration here, which will be aided by the contraction and expansion of the abdominal portion. Abdominal muscles will be contracted and expand, and this bring about the increased or change in their diameter of the tracheary system. Hence there will be a movement of the fluid, along with that there will be a dissolved oxygen or carbon dioxide gases present. In this way these cockroaches respire by the tracheary system. Let us discuss the nervous system of cockroach. Nervous system is very much similar to that of the annelidan system. The nervous system possesses the central nervous system, peripheral nervous system and visceral nervous system. The central nervous system consists of nerve ring. The nerve ring is made up of a fused supraesophageal ganglia which is dorsally positioned, through which through the nerve ring there will be a passing through of the parents of the alimentary canal present. And supraesophageal ganglia is a fused structure which is at the dorsal side, and below that there is subesophageal ganglia present. Dorsally there are ganglia and which are fused together, which is known as supraesophageal ganglia, otherwise known as a brain, and ventrally there are fused subesophageal ganglia are present, and this dorsal esophageal ganglia and the ventral subesophageal ganglia are connected laterally by means of nerves known as circumesophageal commissures, and put together all these structures are known as nerve rings. This is present in the cephalic region, that is in the head region. From the subesophageal ganglia, ventrally there will be two nerve cords parallelly run each other closer to each other, and they are ventral in position, which are called ventral nerve cord. And in the thoracic region there are three pairs of fused ganglia are present. In the prothorax, mesothorax and metathorax, ganglia are present which are larger in their structure. And abdominally there are 6 abdominal ganglia are present. The first to the 6th abdominal ganglia are present, and all these abdominal ganglia and the thoracic ganglia have connection with the central nerve ring by means of double ventral nerve cord. And from each of the ganglia there will be a branches of nerves, that is known as peripheral nervous system. And these, from the supraesophageal ganglia there will be a optic nerve and antennal nerves respectively, which connects the optic, that is the eyes, and the antenna, which are sensory in their function. Likewise, in the thoracic segmental ganglia, the branches arise, and these branches of nerves innervate into the appendages, that is foreleg, mid leg and hind leg, and which are locomotory in their function, and anteriorly, and these branches reach up to the wing muscles, and which is meant for the flight, that is which supply nerve impulses for the flight. The same way the abdominal ganglia are also give out certain branches of nerve fibers and which innervate into the organ system whichever present in this abdominal region. Finally, the last three segmental branches, ganglion branches of nerves innervate into the reproductive system which are present at the rear end of the animal body. This is about the nervous system which has a central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and finally the sympathetic nervous systems are seen in the front region of the head. That's it.